Mark the camera up on it, Mike. Music. Cue, Michael. Go. Pretty deep.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, she hasn't been to the United Nations since, what, 1957, long time ago. The last time she was actually even in the city of New York was 35 years ago. Queen Elizabeth II, we're talking about. She addressed the UN General Assembly today. She reminisced a little bit about her last visit and urged the delegates not to forget the work they started.
The United Nations has helped to shape the international response to global dangers. The challenge now is to continue to show this clear and convening leadership while not losing sight of your ongoing work to secure the security, prosperity, and dignity of our fellow human beings.
The Queen is still the official head of state for 16 countries. She's also the figurehead, if you like, of 54 other nations as the head of the Commonwealth. Well, our favourite royal watcher, Richard Quest, he's been anxiously waiting for the Queen to arrive all day in New York. He finally made it out of the sweltering heat, got into the UN just in time for the Queen's speech. But Richard ran into a few little obstacles along the way. Here's his backstory.
It is 9 o'clock in the morning. The Queen isn't due to speak here for another 6 hours, but it is already sweltering hot. The temperature is expected to go over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and even though the Queen will be going from air-conditioned limo to building, there will be times when even Her Majesty is going to experience the full force and the wrath of the New York summer heat. My full force has to be at the press and accreditation department, where, as you can see, the line is long. Thanks to the nice lady in the accreditation department, it didn't take me too long before I got the important piece of plastic. Unfortunately, the nice lady wasn't able to do too much about this sweltering heat. Her Majesty is due at the UN in about 2.5 hours. Frankly, I hope she's ready for this. It's boiling. Has come in useful after all. Now, in the course of my career, I'm not sure whether I'm fortunate or not in that I haven't actually done too many stories at the United Nations. The biggest until now was in December 1988, when I covered the speech of Mikhail Gorbachev, then president of the Soviet Union, as he laid out an entire raft of nuclear disarmament proposals. It was a major event that I remember well. Now, the Queen comes here. She hasn't been here since 1957. So once again, I'm going to do battle to get inside, get into one of the booths, and try and witness a little bit of history taking place. Okay, so we're now, having left the stakeout area, the holding area was just by the Security Council. Now it's time to actually go up to the booths. Where? All aboard! Room for another.
Second floor?
Don't know. Where are we going? Third floor.
Third floor? Two. How are you today?
Hello. Richard Quest.
Ambassador Kobe.
Ambassador, you looking forward to today?
Oh, very much so. I knew you'd be here.
What do you expect Her Majesty's going to say?
I think she's going to say happy to be here.
And you're happy to have her here?
Very much so. Always.
Oh, thank you, Ambassador. From where?
I don't know.
Now I've got to find out which ambassador it is. So we are now walking within the building, and this is our booth, number 13. There is the General Assembly. The delegates are meeting. Over there is where the Queen is going to speak. Just one chair. Interestingly, Philip won't be sitting there next to her. Amazing, the history. The last time she was there was 1957. And judging by some of this technology, they haven't changed it since. It's gone dead. Oh, let's get back.
an address by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on the occasion of her visit to the United Nations.
And Richard did get to hear Her Majesty's speech before the UN. In fact, he's joining us now live from just outside the United Nations. I imagine there was quite an atmosphere there, mate.
It was an amazing atmosphere. Even those hardened, wizened, cynical diplomats at the UN poured in to hear the Queen speak. There was a sort of a, gosh, this is something I'll tell my children about, a wide-eyedness about an organisation that's seen so much misery and misfortune. But at the end of the day, what the Queen said, talking about the need for nations to come together. You know, Michael, when the Queen was just sitting next to the podium, waiting to speak, I just wondered, did she remember it back in 1957? What was she thinking now and what was she thinking then? Is there any other world leader that does straddle that distance of time and that depth of experience?
Absolutely, beautifully put. And whether she thought things were better now than then. Very quickly, did you find out who the ambassador was? Everyone wants to know.
I'm sorry, we've got a bad connection here. I really can't. I can't. I'm so sorry.
We'll let it go. It's a technical difficulty, and we'll hopefully find out who the ambassador. Great to see you, mate, and thanks so much. You're a lucky man to have been there to see that. That's terrific. All right, Richard Quest there. We'll find out which ambassador that was. You can see great backstories anytime you like. You can check out the webpage for that, cnn.com/backstory. Great place to see when we're on, where we're on, and links to say how you can stay in touch. All right, and